You know what else is record breaking?
Oh, tell me.
Yoel Romero, UFC.
Woo! Look at
Look at
that.
that, baby. That's transitions, baby.
Transition.
Right. That's I went to college for that. I went to ITT Tech. UFC's Yoel Romero. We all know him as the let's say it all together, the soldier of God. Everybody knows him as that.
Yeah.
He
Well,
let's
I
all
wanted to
say it
say his
together,
quote, but it's
folks.
kind of inappropriate.
um, he was awarded 27.45 million settlement from a tainted supplement lawsuit.
27 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Wow.
That's more money than Yoel. That okay? Let's even. That is by far more money than Yoel Romero has made in his
Oh
entire
yeah.
career.
Well, yeah.
That's more
Most
money than
UFC
probably.
fighters.
I would venture to say, outside of Conor McGregor
John Jones, maybe.
and outside of John Jones,
Cormier. I would need to look at Cormier's numbers. He might not even
27
make that much.
million. $27 million.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. Yeah. Okay. So it stems from a failed drug test in 2016. Um, he struck a deal with USADA with a 9-month suspension. He struck a deal. His 9-month suspension was reduced after Romero threatened to bring his case to arbitration,
Ooh.
where he was going to originally face a 2-year ban.
Ooh.
Blah blah blah. He sued. Okay, the company is Gold Star Performance Products. Never heard of them. I'm not sure, but apparently he claimed they had their supplements were tainted, and he won. This is how it breaks down: $3 million for lost wages, $3 million for harm to his reputation, $3 million for emotional damage, and in New Jersey, where I guess the lawsuit was filed, there's a Consumer Fraud Act which multiplies each one of those numbers by 3. Interesting stuff. That's insane.
That's a lot of green, man.
That's a lot of green. And you mentioned it earlier. He's probably not even going to get. He's not going to get probably even half of that settlement. But he's going to get some money. That company might just file bankruptcy and go bye-bye. And then I think they get out of paying anything, right?
Dude, that to me is complete and utter BS, man. If you ruin, I mean, let's be honest, it didn't really ruin his career, but there are plenty of other athletes where their careers have been completely ruined by
Derailed, yeah.
those sort of things, like a fake positive test or a positive test due to a tainted supplement. And like, or imagine if something happened in your life where it was awful and you won a settlement for $27 million and then you lost your job, you lost everything. You all didn't, but let's just pretend. And then they file for bankruptcy and get out of it, and you get nothing, and you're stuck with all of that BS.
It's the way it's the way it's the system set up. I mean,
doesn't make sense.
Slightly different, but the same. You know, O.J. Simpson, he's found not guilty in the murder case, but yet he was found liable in the civil suit, which was basically them saying, we think he did it, so we're going to award you all this money. That family has like got no money from, because he can skirt. He can say, I don't have any money. He obviously wasn't going to get any work after that, because no one's going to touch him with a 10-foot pole after something like that. But they got like no money because he can just say, I ain't got it. I don't have it. And that's what led him to having issues with what ended up getting him in prison, was that whole thing, because he was worried about making money off of his memorabilia and stuff, because he had to like hide money and stuff from, because all his money, if he did make money, it had to go to them.
That's crazy that he got in trouble for that, as opposed to I truly
believe that they realized that they which it's the way our legal system is set up. You know, you're being a jury of your peers. They realize he got away with it. So when that happened in Vegas with that whole thing, they're like, okay, now we got him. We're going to throw the maximum at him.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit, M-Dub.
Jesus.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. No, I saw the it was documentaries on it. They were pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, really good
They
stuff.
were pretty interesting. Oh, did
he did it?
There's no.
There's not
fit.
a chance.
How
There's
can
not
you
a
murder
chance
someone in a glove that doesn't fit?
I mean, that time I committed murder, I had good fitting gloves on, so you might have a point.
Jeff, we got him. Brendan Slaughter.
So yeah, interesting story there. He is juicing though, right? Yoel, he's juicing, right?
I think,
come on,
unless he literally has the best genetics
he's
mankind.
he's Benjamin Button basically. The older he gets, the younger. I mean, he looks better as he ages and gets leaner and more muscular as he ages.
They gotta be.
That's
and we had talked about this a little bit earlier off. It was on your stream, I believe, that they're probably all at one point or another they've taken something.
I'm a big believer in, and this is a debate we need to have one time, and I'll give you a glimpse of how I feel about this. You know, my feeling is I truly believe, especially in MMA, I believe all the top level guys, maybe every one of them, but especially the top level, I feel like they all do something to get that edge that isn't allowed, and some get caught. I truly believe that they do it, and some get caught, and I feel like some are too smart to get caught, and maybe some of it's luck. But then I take it a step further. I believe, especially in a sport like that, where you're literally putting your life on the line every time you step into that cage. Why not? Why not? If it gives them a little bit, why not? Just allow it. Just allow it. Why not?
This is where we'll differ.
But why not though? Like, why not? Why not?
Because okay, you know what, we're doing this right now. We're doing this right now. We're going off the rails.
All right, just do it. Well, you didn't. The debate doesn't have a title.
Debate doesn't have a topic. Okay,
we're on the
why
fly.
not? Because of exactly what you said. Their lives are on the line, and eventually, and this has been a discussion that's gone on for a long time too. Eventually, what it's going to take is it's going to take someone to die in the octagon before we kind of reevaluate. Just like with weight cutting, it's going to take someone to die, someone big, because people have died from weight cutting. It's going to take someone in the UFC or in Bellator to die from weight cutting before we change things. If you let these guys go free, do whatever they want to do when it comes to steroids, someone's going to die. These guys are going to be now, I think steroids should be used for only healing purposes. I think they should be allowed in every sport for that. I think they should be allowed for everybody.
Yeah, I'm not saying get juiced to the gills where you're
That's like what you said if you make it legal for everyone and their moms to be juiced to the gills. You think Cyborg is juiced to the gills now? She'll come out looking like Brock Lesnar.
But that doesn't work. That doesn't work in MMA though. Like the bigger you get juiced, that doesn't help you. I'm talking about
EPO. They'll be doing. I mean, did we talk about TJ Dillashaw having to, or people who are on EPO having to wake up in the middle of the night to go on bike rides because if they don't, they'll die.
Oh no, I didn't know that. Is that true?
I've talked to this about you have to do these exercise regimens. Like you have to wake yourself up in the middle of the night because your blood is being so.
Oh wow, we need to look that up.
There's something where taking EPO and taking things like that, man, it can potentially have health consequences. It can potentially be life threatening, similar to unrestricted steroid use. Steroids can be used in a healthy manner if you consult a physician. You can use them to get stronger, more powerful, more jacked, but also use them healthy. My position on steroids is that they should be legal in general for everybody. If someone wants to take steroids, fine. Because people have this argument that, oh, he's taking steroids. That's an added advantage. Everything needs to be level. Guess what? My genetics and LeBron's genetics, not identical.
No, that's not identical. He's already at an advantage.
Everyone's at their own advantage or disadvantage. If you let people use steroids, you're kind of actually leveling the playing field.
That's what I'm saying, though, because there's people that are there. That's why the argument's there is you would have more of a level playing field if you just went ahead and said, okay, you can do it.
But that's in a combat sport. Like, I don't think you should be able to use them in a combat sport other than for purposes of healing yourself, recovery, or if you do, have a level of testosterone that you can be at and cut it at that point, and have it regulated by those UFC doctors at the Performance Institute, where hey, your testosterone can go to this much. Example: use a med kit. That's basically what steroids are. They're a med kit.
Yeah.
Or you tear your ACL, you can come back.
Yeah, you can bounce
way
back
faster if you're taking steroids and stem cells and all kinds of crazy crap.
No, I don't think that steroid. I'm just talking in MMA. I don't think it should be allowed. The game of baseball.
You should use it. Of course, you should use it in baseball. You're not.
No.
I want every single baseball player to be jacking home runs when they make contact. I don't. I think that I would like to say Jose Altuve weigh 220 pounds of solid muscle, and when he makes contact with the ball explodes. It hurts nobody.
I think I'm like a baseball purist.
Oh, but mixed martial arts where they hurt each other, it's okay.
I like this. I like that was exciting stuff back in the steroid age of McGuire and Sosa. It was exciting,
golden years of baseball.
This game now that it's been weeded out to a degree. That's baseball, bro. Okay, so do you want it in the NFL?
No, out for NFL since it's a contact sport. I would want it to be regulated similar to the UFC. You can use it to a certain extent. You can get your testosterone up to a certain safe level, and you use it more so for recovery. I think it's okay if they take EPO and they're able to last longer. I want to see LeBron James play the whole game. I'd rather see him play the whole game than have to take days off because he needs to spend more days recovering. Because despite the fact that he can use all these modern medicines, if LeBron James, which the NBA kind of has a pretty lenient policy on that kind of stuff, so I'm pretty confident most NBA athletes are also on something, but that's a totally other subject.
There we go.
But let's say LeBron James is on nothing, which I honestly don't.
I mean, he is on that Bosley for Men. Does that count? The hairline situation? Does that count?
It might affect your testosterone levels. I think it might.
You need your lifeline. What is that?
If he's what do you need, babe? You need something?
No. Is she okay?
She's probably not
talking. Everything all right? Oh no.
She's probably talking about Apex.
Apex.
Yeah. Thought it was about me. Nope. No hearts for the fiance.
No, not at all. But for her lifeline, that's his main, right? That's Super Monkey's main. It gets a heart. Because when I went to go play with them, Super Monkey screamed at me because I tried to pick Lifeline, and he screamed at me, and it was quite terrifying. I thought he was gonna put old shrimp on the Barbie up M-Dub's butt. I was worried about it. So I don't get the hearts either, too. Don't worry, but it's normal. It's just gonna get worse it just gets worse. Trust me. But it's love though. It's love. It's all love, man. It's all love.
You're about to get the ding.
He's gonna get that long dingo. Woo, heyo. You never finished your sentence earlier in your stream. What do they say about Australian men? What do they say? Super Monkey. You never finished it. Wait, we're waiting. We got dead air. We can go all night. We're talking about stamina. Oh gosh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord. Yeah, interesting. Steroids, MMA, allow it.
Steroids,
baseball,
MMA,
don't allow it.
Allow it for health. Baseball, allow it for everything.
Okay, if you want to say, if we're gonna do like you're saying, the stuff for recovery and to help you, I get that, but I don't want to see the things where these players are becoming damn cartoon characters.
Barry Bonds wasn't a cartoon player.
Bro, he was a cartoon character. His head literally grew in size over his career. That does not happen.
A-Rod wasn't even that big. I've stood beside A-Rod. He's not that big of a dude.
Look at A-Rod, beginning of his career with the Mariners, and then look at him when he finally made it to the Rangers. There's a massive difference.
Look at Giannis, beginning of his career to now.
He's juicing, bro. He's juicing.
But why of all? I think baseball would literally be the safest sport in the world, other than golf, which they also 99% of them are on. Okay, let's be real for a second. 99% of any professional athlete in the world has taken performance enhancers at some point. Can we confidently say that?
No, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, Tiger Woods had his porn stars. That's a
You,
performance
you know how
enhancer,
many
right?
dick pills Tiger Woods probably took?
Um,
John Jones
man,
style?
yeah, I agree with you. I feel like any sport to make it to that level, you're doing something at some point to get you an edge. Because what's that saying? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
Curling, I'm sure they take something to
Oh
improve
man,
their performance.
they're taking that.
They gotta. They're probably on something to build those muscles. Build
Yeah,
that.
especially that person that's doing that. Oh, they're on something for
Build that
sure,
endurance.
guaranteed.
Everything.
Absolutely. What about equestrian? What are they on?
I mean, you gotta have strong legs to hold on to the horse.
The
Dude.
horses are on
Oh.
steroids.
Boom. There we go.
Got them.
Them horse
Damn
steroids.
horses are on. Are horses allowed to take
Their
steroids?
legs need to hold onto the horse for dear life. I'm sure the horses are on steroids. Don't tell me that, babe. Don't tell me the horses aren't on steroids.
I don't think they're allowed to.
Okay,
I think they literally test them. I
just
think they test them.
oh yeah, they get drug tested, just like humans do, and testing. All right, I'm just gonna have to say it. All the horses are on steroids. They DS
Ooh,
horse.
hot take. That's a hot take.
To get to that level, at some point in time, you have tried to
Yeah.
get a competitive edge. The people at that level are too competitive to not. No,
Oh yeah.
you can say they can't be on steroids, but just like professional athletes can't be on steroids, they're not allowed to. They get tested too.
They have a way. If there's a way for humans to pass tests, I'm sure there's a way for horses to pass tests,
Is
right?
there literally someone that watches the horse pee in a cup for testing?
Yeah, it's a horse cop.
The horse cup. Okay, well, there's a human one too, and they still get away with it.
It's literally a horse that's been trained to catch these things. It's actually, I watched a documentary on it. It's actually interesting stuff.
Yeah, just like the human cups have to be sealed. You watched that movie? Have you seen Icarus?
I haven't seen that, even though it's like
Dude.
supposed to be one of the best.
Dude, watch. I won't even be mad if you ditch me for Fortnite if you go watch Icarus instead. You gotta watch.
I'm gonna check it out. Not tonight, but I'm gonna check it out.
Please don't ditch me though. Icarus though. I mean it is it's an excellent movie. It was really cool.
Yeah, I believe it won an Oscar.
Together, Beb.
You said y'all watched it together?
Yes, I watched
what's the main plot line of? Like, are they? I know it's talking about steroid, but are they following like a certain? I don't know much about it other than it's supposed to be amazing.
So the general thing of it, there's no spoilers here.
All right,
general thing is there's a guy who is kind of a professional bike rider, but not really, and he links up with a person that works at either a performance institute or a testing institute, I believe, for steroids. And he's like, I want to find a way to get around these tests, and I know you know how to get around them. So help me get around these tests so I can take performance enhancers and see how it helps my performance.
Yeah.
And then throughout this time, a whole scandal comes out about the guy, the Russians in the Olympics, how so many of them tested positive. And then it gets really crazy. It gets really good, and it's a nice little insight into it. But I mean, they found a way to get around testing for the Olympics. I'm pretty sure Olympic testing is much more stringent than horse race testing.
Yeah, well, the documentaries I've watched and the stories I've watched on the steroids. The industry of that is so far ahead of testing that it takes years for the organizations that develop these tests to catch up. They don't. There's drugs that come out that don't even have tests yet.
I mean,
so they're
UFC has to get people to tattletale on each other.
Yeah,
to catch them for steroids.
And that's how they got baseball. It became a lot of tattletaling and
snitches.
The guy I think that ran one of the organizations got soured on something, and he ended up kind of tattling on people. And instead of like Mark McGuire and all these people legit getting caught, they had to be tattled on because there's a lot of these tests, a lot of these substances are so far ahead of where the testing's at that it's pretty easy to beat. And that's also another reason why these got people that continually fail tests of how stupid are you? Because you shouldn't fail tests, man.
All
Whatever.
Right. Here's a question for you. Here's a question.
Go ahead.
Dub, What is your favorite sport? If you were playing a professional sport, what would it be?
Baseball, man.
If you were a baseball player, would you take steroids?
Whew.
Hard hitting question.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Oh
now,
man.
I'll even do both sides of it. One, would you take steroids if you didn't know that people were or weren't? If you had the knowledge of right now. Two, would you take steroids if everyone in the clubhouse was also taking steroids and everyone in other clubhouses were? Like you had that knowledge.
I almost feel like I'd have to just keep up. I would feel like I'd be with if everyone in my clubhouse is doing it, the other clubhouses are doing it. I feel like I'd have to keep up, or I wouldn't have a job.
Hey, thank you. That's what I think. That's what I think the issue is in all sports.
You're gonna get left behind. I mean, that's the whole defense that Alex Rodriguez uses. He signed, at the time, the richest contract in U.S. sports history. I think sports history. And he said he knew there was no way he would ever really be able to live up to that. So that's when he started juicing, so he could put up bigger numbers, so he could potentially live up to it better, more. That's the whole defense. Yeah, small peepees.
Small
testicles, man.
Smaller testicles equals bigger peepee. Bigger peepee to testicle ratio. Never thought I'd say that on Redbeard and the Creek.